Aloha, ITS128 here. This is Richard Halverson. And today I'd like to cover the important things that you have to hand in for Chapter 3 of the textbook. So let me share my screen here. Okay, so I have our assignments page up here, Chapter 3. And we see that there are quizzes in Section 3.2 where we learn about expressions and Boolean expressions, expressions that evaluate to true or false. Most expressions that we deal with evaluate to some number, but these are ones that just evaluate to true or false. And then those are used in if statements, and there's a variety of a couple of different kinds of if statements, three different kinds of if statements that we're going to look at and be quizzed on here. And then there are these logical operators, which will be able to will make more complex expressions. And then there are some programming projects here. Okay, so let's get started. In section 3.2 here, we talk about expressions. And you should watch the video. And we see, for example, here, this age equals 11, too young equals something here on the right side. This thing on the right side, your age is less than 13. That's going to be either true or false. It's going to evaluate whatever age is. It's going to evaluate to true or false. And so then this variable too young gets assigned either true or false. So that's that as opposed to a number. And these are, relational operators that we use in these expressions. See? And this shows how we display them out and how you can convert them and so on between the different types. Okay, let's look at this first quiz. Let's just check out some of these questions here. And the first one here is write an expression that evaluates to true if and only if the value of x is equal to 0. Okay, so parentheses around. That's going to evaluate to something, and then so we can display out its value. Well, let's make an input. X equals input enter X. So now we're going to enter in an X, and that way we can run this program and test it. And we're going to set a variable equal to whether or not it's true that X is equal to 0. Actually enter them in. Okay, so it evaluates to true if and only if profits and losses are exactly equal. So we want to put profits if profits equal losses, and we can say profits. So if profits is exactly equal to losses, it evaluates to true. So we can now run this again. 100, 100. Yes, it's true. The answer is actually this right there. That's the expression. Write an expression. See, so it's just that. See, so this looks pretty easy. Let's look at some of these. This is write an expression that evaluates the true if index is greater than the value of last index. So instead of an equal sign, it's going to be a greater than sign type of thing, except for it's different variables here. It's index and last index. Okay. And this one is overtime is having worked more than 40 hours a week. So if hours worked is greater than 40, that's the expression, and we set overtime equal to that. So overtime equals hours worked greater than 40. This is a Boolean variable, so it's going to be true or false, and it's going to equal to hours worked is greater than 40. Yes, yes, it's easy. Write an expression that evaluates to true if x is greater than or equal to y, and so it's x greater than or equal to y. It's very simple. Men greater than women. Okay, so let's. What is the last question? Assume the variable number of sides has been initialized. Write a statement that assigns the value true to the variable this, if this is exactly that. Let's see, let me, okay, so I got sidetracked there for a moment, but let's try to figure out where we were here. This is question, we are in quiz 3.2, and we were looking at question 12, I guess. Okay, so the question here is, let's see, I'm not recording my screen, am I? Let me make sure I'm doing that. Share my screen. Okay. All right. So for question 12 here, uh, the number of sides has already been initialized, and all we're going to do is we're going to assign a variable called is quadrilateral if the number of sides is equal to 4. Well, that's just if we were to actually write a little program to do that. Let me say number of sides, and let's say that this is something we've entered in, and so what we're going to return now is simply, we're going to assign a variable is quadrilateral to, and not have a space there, if number of sides is equal to and the inner number of sides, if it's 3, is quadrilateral is false, and if it's 4, it's true, and if it's 5, is what you would enter in there, and then click submit. So anyway, that is that's quiz 3-2. Let's go back, or 3.2. Let's go back to assignments here. And that's this one. Okay, let's check out the if statements quiz. And in this case, we are. This is the form where we just put a Boolean expression in there, which is just what we've been doing. It's got a double equal sign or a greater than or less than expression. And if that expression evaluates to true, then there's a bunch of statements underneath here that are indented. And so let's look at the first quiz. And let's look at the first question. So here it looks like I've done it already. If the selection, write a selection statement that assigns true to fever if temperature is greater than 98.6. Now you notice it does not say anything about. Can I do another submission here? It doesn't look like I can. It doesn't say anything about what to assign fever if the temperature is not greater than 98.6. So in an earlier attempt, I actually had in here the case where temperature is not greater than 98.6, and I had fever equals false, and I got it wrong. So you see, it's got to look just like this. So in this case, write a selection statement that assigns 1,000 or 10,000 to the variable bonus if goods sold is greater than 500,000. So for example, if I do if goods sold is greater than 500,000, then bonus equals 10,000, else never mind. This is not a true false. So anyway, the answer looks something like this, I would guess. Let's see what's next. Shelf decreases the value of shelf life by 4 if outside temperature is greater than 90. If outside negative, it's going down. Otherwise, the trend is going to go up. Otherwise, we say the sales trend is okay. So it's something like if sold yesterday is greater than sold today, then we say the trend is equals -1, else the sales trend is equal to 1. If sold yesterday is greater than, okay, so it assigns sales trend equal to -1 or 1. It's -1 in the case where sold yesterday is greater than today. Otherwise, it's 1. All right. So anyway, that you can do those. Those are quiz questions that look like that. Let's see what the next set of quizzes are. That was the two-way, and then we can have a multi-way. All right, with multi-way, this is this is let's say we're going to assign grades where if it's greater than or equal to 90, it's an A. Otherwise, if it's greater than 80, then it's a B. Otherwise, if it's greater than 70, it's a C. 60 is a D. Otherwise, it's an F. This is one way to do it, where you have these nesting if else, or you can do it this way, where we have this else if combined in like this. So if it's greater than or equal to 90, it's an A. Else, if it's greater than or equal to 80, it's a B. Else, if it's greater than or equal to 70, it's a B. Else, if it's greater than or equal to 60, it's a D. Else, it's an F. See, so these are both do the same thing, but this is preferred because you don't have all this nesting, indenting, and so on. So if we take a look at a quiz here, so we'd want to do a multi-way selection. It adds 1 to minors. We've got minors, we've got adults, and we've got seniors. Okay, and so let's bring this up again. Let's say we've got let's say we initialize minors to enter the number of minors, and we do adults and seniors, and then we're going to enter an age. Minors, seniors, is equal are equal to let's bring up our command prompt and let's run this again and enter minors. Let's say you have 10 minors, we have 10 adults, we have 10 seniors, and we enter an age of 15. We see that minors is equal to 11 and seniors is equal to 10. I mean, adults is 10. Okay, let's try minors 10, adults 10, seniors 10. And let's say the age is so that was quiz 6. Let's go back to assignments and let's take a look at the last set here, 3.10. And this is a little bit more complicated because we're actually, let's see what comes up here. Okay, using and, ors, and nots. So you see here in this video, you should watch all these videos. Here we're looking at if color is equal to yellow and color is equal to blue, or blue and yellow, then we do something. The color is green. See, so we're entering in two colors here. If color one is yellow and color two is blue, or color one is blue and color two is yellow, then we make green. And then we've got an else if in here where yellow and red and yellow. So we're mixing up these ands and these ors, and just like you'd think. And the backslash here means we're continuing on to the next line. You see, so those are these logical operators. So let's go take a look at a quiz, and let's do one of these questions here. Oh, this one I've answered already. Write an expression that evaluates to true if and only if is a member is false. So I've got this variable called is a member, and so if is a member is false, then we want it to evaluate to true. So in other words, is a member is just the opposite of what we want it to evaluate true. So that just means putting the not operator in front of it. And so this looks like this ended up correct. Okay, let me look at the next question. Let's see. Okay, here, write a statement that toggles this variable called on-off switch. That is, if on-off switch is false, it makes it true. If on-off switch is true, then it makes it false. Well, it's just on-off. Well, it's just not on-off switch. That just toggles it. Write a statement. Oops, sorry. expression. So it would be no recall equals, it's going to be true if it is not within this range. It's not within this range. I'm just going to put that there. Now, there is operator precedence and generally has precedence over or. And so it would evaluate this if model year is less than 1995, or if model year is greater than 1998 but less than 2004, evaluate that second, or if model year is greater than 2006. So no recall is going to, so in this, so if this is true, if this whole thing is true, then it's no recall. If the model year is greater than 1995 and less than 1998, or the model year is, or the model year is between 2004 and 2006 inclusive, then no recall is can equal false. Anyway, so it's going to look something like that. You can try that out and see if that works. Okay, so I believe I've gone through all of the quizzes here, the variety of different quizzes that you're going to have to do. So I'm going to stop this video right now, and I'll start another one which covers the programming projects. All right. Thanks for watching.